Ito ang Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ang online digital platform station ng Presidential Broadcast Service, Bureau of Broadcast Services. Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Nagsisilbing makabagong tulay sa paghahatid ng balita, impormasyon at mga programa para sa mga Pilipino sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo gamit ang online services sa inyong mga social media application. Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ang online digital station ng Pilipino para sa Pilipino, saan mang dako ng mundo.
Front and Center. Front and Center. A focus on important and significant developments affecting the lives of Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, but also those living and working around the world. Join us in Front and Center. Front and Center. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, welcome to Front and Center, where we focus on developments in the Philippines, legislation that provides policies and directions that strives to promote a better economy for the country, issues that concern the welfare and well-being of every Filipino. All of these and more will be Front and Center. You can watch this program live on our Facebook page, that's Radyo Pilipinas World Service. So join us for another edition of Front and Center with your host, Jerome Toledo. And over the weekend, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. emphasized the importance of adaptability and discipline as he warned that cyberspace has become the new frontline in modern warfare. Marcos Jr. said the growing threat of cyber warfare requires grit to ensure the country's security and development. Here's what the president said. Take a listen.
Threats have grown increasingly more complex, and the battleground is no longer contained in land. It now extends into cyberspace and beyond. The challenges demand greater adaptability, greater discipline, and further commitment to the nation's security and progress. And yet, through all this, the Philippine Army has never wavered.
That was President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. And in support of the Chief Executive Statement, the Armed Forces of the Philippines has validated the Chief Executive Statement. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla has recognized the cybersecurity as the fourth domain. Colonel Padilla emphasized that misinformation as well as the disinformation and the malinformation has been included as a national security concerns. The cyber actors, both foreign and local, has manipulated narratives to destabilize the country. And the AFP spokesperson has reassured, though, that the country remains stable despite destabilization efforts from its detractors. Also, in a separate event, Colonel Padilla imparted the importance of a unified and whole-of-nation approach to cybersecurity, noting the increasing risks posed by foreign espionage, cyber attacks, and disinformation campaigns. And to recall, the Armed Forces announced last year that it will boost its cyber defense capabilities by investing in technology and personnel that could help neutralize the threats. And she said these include unauthorized foreign intelligence gathering that has targeted military bases, power grids, and key government facilities, cybercrime, and misinformation that threatens the integrity of the coming midterm elections. And the cyber attacks are not just about the data breaches, according to the AFP spokesperson, but can also undermine national stability as well as to disrupt the critical operations and even threaten the Philippine sovereignty. The AFP, on its part, will step up its efforts through a combination of modernization efforts and as well as the strategic investments in technology, training, and partnerships. And meanwhile, the AFP Cyber Group and subunits within the Army, Navy, and Air Force will be an integral part to beef up its defense against cyber attack. And when we come back, let's talk about the fake news and how it is affecting Filipinos online and offline. Front and Center will be right back.
Having an effective and efficient transportation system will have multiplier effects on employment, the economy, our society. It will bring comfort, convenience, an easier life for all.
Ramdam na nga sa Clark City ang hangaring ito ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. na gawing maginhawa ang pamumuhay ng bawat Pilipino. Patunay dito ang Clark Loop na nagbibigay ng mura at komportableng biyahe sa loob ng Clark Freeport.
Ito ay mga buses na aircon, may wifi. Ang pinakamahalaga dito ay ang ating mga workers ay hindi na babayad ng mahal.
Ayon kay CDC President and CEO Attorney Agnes de Vanadera, tiwala silang mas uunlad pa ang turismo sa Clark sa tulong ng Clark Loop.
From SM papuntang airport, ito na yung sasakyan nila.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago.
Radyo Pilipinas World Service Online, reaching you in digital format, anytime, anywhere. From Manila, Philippines.
Welcome back to Front and Center. Earlier, we have discussed the cyber warfare, since the armed forces of the Philippines will step up its effort to address the challenges brought by this novel way of warfare. Now, the Philippine National Police, through its anti-cybercrime group, has said that it is investigating or continuously investigating the misinformation and fake social media posts in light of the International Criminal Court's case or ICC case against former President Rodrigo Duterte. In a palace briefing, the Presidential Communications Office and the Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro confirmed that the PCO is coordinating with agencies like PNP and the National Bureau of Investigation to investigate those fake news peddlers. And also at the Senate, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian has expressed support for the NBI's initiative to investigate vloggers as well as the online trolls disseminating false information on social media platform. With more people relying on social media for information, Senator Gatchalian said that a government intervention is needed and necessary to curb the proliferation of fake news. He said that the spreading of disinformation poses a serious threat to public trust and unity. He thus agreed the NBI to file appropriate charges against individuals who deliberately spread false information, particularly the content that polarizes public opinion and undermines democratic processes. Meanwhile, the NBI Director Jaime Santiago reported that online attacks against individuals have worsened since then, prompting the agency's cybercrime unit to take action. Santiago said the NBI will soon file cases against those individuals, including a US-based vlogger who could face charges for violating the anti-cybercrime law and inciting to sedition. He also cited the social media post linked to former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, encouraging a movement called People Power. And he pointed out that while freedom of speech and expression are respected and as stipulated in the Constitution, these do not grant individuals the right to fabricate stories that create unrest. And also, when we come back, we will focus on how the House of Representatives, particularly our congressman, addresses the information and disinformation online together with various government agencies. Front and Center will be right back.
This is a public service announcement.
Isang paalala mula sa National Telecommunications Commission, National Capital Region o NTC-NCR. Ang kanilang Oplan Contra Text Scams. Binabalaan ng publiko na sakaling kayo ay makatanggap ng kakaibang text messages sa mga di kilalang numero o di kaya ay mga text messages na may kahina-hinalang mga link. Huwag pansinin, huwag pindutin, huwag i-click ang link.
Huwag i-click ang link.
Ipagbigay alam agad sa NTC website ntc.gov.ph o kaya'y sumulat sa kanilang email na contratextcam@gmail.com. Sa mga panahong ito, huwag padaya, maging wais na magla. Makibahagi sa Oplan Contra Text Cam. This is a public service announcement
Public service announcement.
from PBS, Presidential Broadcast Service and Radyo Pilipinas.
Hatol ng bayan. Election Quick Facts.
National and local positions. Sa darating na May 12, 2025 midterm elections, ang bawat botanteng Pilipino ay pipili ng mga bagong leaders para sa national and local positions kabilang ang 12 senators, members of the House of Representatives, at party list representatives at local government officials gaya ng governor, mayor, board members at councilors. Kasabay nito ay idiraos rin ang kauna-unahang Bangsamoro Parliament elections kung saan 25 members of the parliament at 40 party representatives ang ihahalal ng ating mga kapatid sa BARMM.
Hatol ng bayan. Election Quick Facts.
Babae sa lahat ng sektor. Aangat ang bukas sa bagong Pilipinas.
Babae sa bagong Pilipinas.
Kababaihan kayang makipagsabayan at ito ay kanila nang napatunayan. Buong puso ang ibinibigay sa pagharap sa anumang hamon sa buhay.
Babae sa bagong Pilipinas.
Limitado man ang pisikal na lakas, katatagan ng loob ang sa kanila'y nagpapatikas. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, babae tuloy-tuloy sa pag-asenso. Celebrating all women and women empowerment this National Women's Month. Pagsaludo mula sa Presidential Broadcast Service at Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko, 738.
Ang EcoZone Program sinimulan sa panahon ni dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Ngayon ay nakapagbigay na ng 1.8 milyong trabaho sa ating mga kababayan at sa ilalim ng liderato ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. 27 economic zones na ang naiproklama ayon sa Philippine Economic Zone Authority o PEZA. Katumbas ito ng tinatayang mahigit 9 billion pesos na halaga ng investments. Ibig sabihin nito ay mas maraming oportunidad na trabaho para sa mga Pilipino.
Our aggressive infrastructure development, business-friendly policies, investment and export promotions, foreign visits, and economic missions are all aimed at generating not just jobs, but quality and competitive jobs.
Sa nagbabagong Pilipinas, patuloy ang trabaho, patuloy ang pagbabago.
Saan man, anumang oras, konektado ka sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service Online. Online digital na serbisyo para sa Pinoy sa bagong Pilipinas. Radyo Pilipinas World Service Online.
Welcome back to Front and Center. Earlier, we have discussed about the AFP's effort to address the cyber crimes and cyber attacks. And also, we have discussed about the efforts of agencies or on how to deal how to deal with the ongoing cybercrime activities as well as the cyber attacks. Now, the three committees of the House of Representatives held its joint hearing regarding the spread of fake news and disinformation in the country. At least 40 social media personalities have been invited as resource persons by the House of Committees on Public Order and Safety, as well as the Public Information and Communications Technology, hence the House Tri-Committee. The list includes social media users who engages in political discourse, news analysis, and also the online commentary. Also, there is a statement from the PCO, particularly the PCO Secretary J. Ruiz. He lamented the nation's divisiveness over online disinformation, misinformation, and also the proliferation of fake news. Here what is Secretary Ruiz has said in the House TRICOM hearing, and we quote, "What is happening to us right now is we are being polarized, being divided online." And he further added that Filipinos are being pitted against Filipinos. Secretary Ruiz compared of what is happening right to our country to the discord that the world is seeing in the United States. And in addition, he welcomed the TRICOM inquiry into fake news and proposed that the PCO, the Department of Justice, and the Department of Information and Communications Technology collaborate closely in combating the spread of fake news. He said neutralizing malicious online content is, quote unquote, is the big fight, and the nation should be waging. In his own words, and we quote, lies repeated 1,000 times becomes the truth. We have to fight lies with truth. The voice of truth should be louder than lies. And he also called the attention to the dangers of the deep fakes that is spreading across the social media network. He said that the PCO has received complaints from some overseas Filipino workers who were victimized by deepfake enabled scams using celebrities. And the secretary also called for online content moderation and regulation of social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. However, he said the problem is that these platforms are not based in the Philippines. Also, a certain congressman has proposed that a digital council must be created to regulate those social media platforms as well as regulating social media content online. And that's all we have for today's Front and Center. Thank you for joining us in this program, and together with our Radyo Pilipinas World Service team, this is your host, Jerome Toledo, saying, Mabuhay, love the Philippines.
You have just heard and watched Front and Center. Front and Center. Join us again for another edition here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Front and Center.